Thanos, Volume 4, Issue number 2, Smash of the Titans. This is the fourth volume of another great Thanos run, and look at this badass cover. You got the Hulk facing off against Thanos. I was really excited and intrigued by this cover art, and this series is shaping up to be really interesting and really good. Basically, to get you guys caught up, for those of you who don't know, so Thanos and all of his omnipotent Titan resources has managed to rip the city of Fresno, California out of the ground and would be via tractor beam and pull it into space with him near his space station. And of course, he's placed some kind of firmament dome around it to protect it from, being sucked into space or the civilians, from dying because he can't afford for everyone to die. Why? Because Thanos is looking for one particular young lady. That's right. And we learned her name was Roberta Marshall. She apparently is just a humble employee at a diner somewhere, could also double as a barista at Starbucks in the afternoon. I mean, let's face it, if she lives in Fresno, California, she's not making her rent and all her bills with just working at a diner with just one job. So she's probably working as a barista also, or some kind of starving artist, whatever. That's not important. What's important is Thanos has got the attention of the newly assembled Illuminati group, which is not the exact same as the original. Uh, they do have a telepath. Former Illuminati member Charles Xavier, obviously he's got his hands full, has been replaced with the White Queen herself, Emma Frost. So still a telepath, much, much more attractive than Charles Xavier, but not as powerful. So this lineup of Illuminati still consists of some OGs like Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Iron Man. Instead of Black Panther, I don't think he ever was officially, we've got Dr. Adam Brashear, Blue Marvel, and we've also got Doctor Strange. So we got two doctors on here, and Emma Frost, as I said before. So basically, they're on the floor, on the streets, on the ground in Fresno, and we've got a few objectives here. Okay, so basically, obviously, you see the cover art. They've got the Hulk. They need the Hulk to cause an even greater distraction to help give them some muscle against Thanos, and basically they need to get the city of Fresno back in the ground where it belongs, and they basically need to make sure and ensure Roberta's safety. But objective number one is going to be getting Thanos out of his space throne, because even without it, he's almost invincible, just seemingly very, very formidable. But in that space throne, he's damn near impossible to beat. So let's get into it. Thanos, issue number 2, volume 4. And here we see Thanos riding through Fresno, California, cheering. Are the people below? No, they're screaming in pain because Thanos is in his space throne. There you see, hovering above, flying through, blasting cars, blasting people, blasting the buildings, committing all types of felonies and crimes, but he doesn't care. He's the Mad Titan, and he is definitely mad. He's gone mad because whatever obsession or lust he has is driving him. What would drive a man to lift an entire city out of the ground and drive it to space? To look for one individual person, namely, it is a female. So, what is this female's relation to Thanos, this Roberta Marshall, right? Does Thanos just want to go to her diner and try the American Scramble, the Grand Slam breakfast? I think not. And we're going to find out exactly why he wants her. And you may or may not be surprised. Some of you who really are into comics, you guys can probably already guess why he wants her. But some of you may not be able to. I have not been following up exactly with Thanos and where he's been. But for those of you who have, you can probably guess why. Now we have the heroes and Miss Roberta Marshall. She's basically confused as to why Thanos is coming after her, namely, larger than that, what's going on, why he lifted my entire city. I mean, imagine you're going from one minute you're waiting tables, and the next minute you're surrounded by, heroes that come off of pages in theaters, and you're like, why are you guys protecting me? There's, hundreds of thousands or millions of people in this city, and they basically assure her, like, yeah, those people are important, and we're going to do what we need to do to protect them, but you are priority number one because Thanos is after you. So Reed Richards devises a little plan here where Dr. Adam Brashear is going to go into space and try to disable Thanos' ship's weapon systems. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange and Iron Man on Earth, or well, not on Earth, but Fresno Earth, on Fresno in space, are going to take the fight directly to Thanos himself, trying to separate him from his space throne because the throne has ancient magics, and that's right up Doctor Strange's alley. Reed Richards is going to try to figure out a way how to work in conjunction with Blue Marvel once the weapon systems have been deactivated in order to teleport all of the citizens in Fresno out of Fresno so that they can, that's the best way they can reduce the casualties is just teleport everyone out. And then Emma Frost has been tasked with keeping Miss Roberta Marshall safe. And there's one other key point to this plan here, the Hulk, which Iron Man reiterates Reed Richards' plan and says, "This is all great. I still think we should call him." And Roberta is there, amongst them while they're coming up with their plan. And she's like, "Who is him?" They're like, "It's the Big Stick." They've got all these nicknames for the Hulk because the Hulk is not a quote team player, as many of us know, but he will, for his own gratification, lend a helping hand, not to be helpful, but to simply smash. So you just hope that you're on the side that he's, or you're against the thing that he's smashing. So in this case, they finally convince Reed Richards that yes, we need the Hulk, we need some muscle because listen, if we can manage to separate Thanos from his space throne, he's still fucking Thanos. So, like, me and Doctor Strange over here aren't going to be able to do very, much to nullify him. We need the Hulk. So this is very funny here. You've got three instances of Strange, Richards, and Stark arguing about who should call the Hulk and who has the better relationship. Well, no, he's pissed off about me for that one thing. I think you need to call him. I don't know. I did this thing to him last time. So basically, they're just trying to figure out who's going to call the Hulk, but they do know that they do need the big green machine. All right. Stop Thanos, return Fresno, and get everybody the fuck out of here on three. Ready, break. Okay, now that everyone knows what they're doing and they're going to their assigned posts, we've got Strange and Iron Man flying away. Doctor Strange confirms that he actually did call the Hulk because he could actually use his magic to bring him up to speed mentally with what's going on. To save some time for explanation or trying to persuade him. Meanwhile, Reed Richards, Emma Frost, and Roberta march over to some kind of large satellite tower. And again, Reed's plan is to use that in conjunction with the tractor beams on Thanos' ship to teleport everyone out. But before they do that, they need Adam Brashear to disable the weapon system because they're not going to be able to get inside without those weapon systems disabled. So Dr. Adam Brashear, the living antimatter reactor, is going to go ahead and take care of that. And while he approaches Thanos' ship, he gets blasted with probably the strongest attack that the ship has. And there you see Adam Brashear just defiant, just headstrong to take on anyone or anything, absorbing all of the energy from that cannon on Thanos' ship. And he's going to absorb that and redirect that blast right back at the weapon system, disabling and destroying them. And there you see the right giant green foot has landed in Colorado. You folks know what that means. Hulk's getting closer. So as I said, Adam Brashear now, like a Kamehameha and a Hadouken, shoots that energy he absorbed, blasts it right back at the weapons system of Thanos' ship, and they have been destroyed. He now sends that confirmation down to Reed Richards and Iron Man. And inside of the ship, we see here Adam Brashear is now inside, and he's basically going to try to now make his way to the tractor beam or the guiding controls for those tractor beams, but not without a little bit of resistance. And we see here some kind of weird goon man, some kind of D-list guards. I mean, what, Thanos couldn't do better. It's not the Black Order, but it's some kind of goons that are going to kind of slow Adam Brashear down. Or not. He basically has, with one hand, a single blast, takes all these fools out like it ain't nothing. And basically, he now is guiding the tractor beams, and he says, all right, guys, be advised, Fresno is returning back to where it once was. And now Iron Man and Doctor Strange have arrived at Thanos' mad, just crazed blasting of Fresno, California, just violating every fucking thing in sight. And basically, they're having a little bit of conversation with the two of them, and they're basically saying, "Yeah, we gotta get him separated, but we really do need the Hulk." Speaking of which, the Hulk was in Colorado, and now his left foot has landed in Utah. And Thanos is now aware of the two annoying pests that have come to bring some kind of resistance to him, and he's basically telling them that he's not in the mood for any kind of distractions. He is so hell bent on his mission, finding this young woman, Roberta Marshall. And Iron Man basically uses this distraction to blast Thanos out of his throne chair. And basically now that is objective number 2, if you will, complete. And now here we see a loud boom, as if something heavy being placed right back in its place. And so Adam Brashear was successful in returning Fresno, California, geographically right back where it needed to be, with tectonic plates all intact. And he said, okay, maybe I could have been a little more graceful, but mission accomplished. So all right, now they're 3 for 3, right? Got Thanos out of his chair, got the weapons, the systems done, got Fresno back on the ground. There you see Doctor Strange now working on the throne. Now he's saying that the magics are very powerful. They're so ancient and old, because I believe Thanos got that chair from some weird galaxy or some place in the future or the past. But basically, Thanos is on the attack now, and he blasts Iron Man the hell away like an annoying fly. And the Hulk, now you see he was in Utah, now he's in Nevada. So he's getting closer to Fresno, California, and Doctor Strange is going to mount some sort of attack now that Iron Man is temporarily disabled. And he's going to go for his classic Crimson Bands of Sidorak. But before he can get the word Sidorak out, we see Thanos just grab him by fucking his lapel and Undertaker in Kane fashion just choke slam the shit out of him right into the ground, burying him at least 2 or 3 feet deep. And before he can continue the onslaught of Doctor Strange and removing him of his doctor's license in this earth, the big green giant gets his attention and says, "You can smash a Tin Man, you can smash a doctor, but can you stop a Hulk?" And look at him, folks. He's incredible, blasting off of the pages of his own ongoing series right now. The hair is longer. He's growing it out. He's pissed at Bruce Banner. The Hulk wants to separate the two, and right now he wants to separate Thanos from consciousness. Ding, 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 and the Battle of the Titans begins as Thanos blasts Hulk with one of his Thanos repulsor cannon fist blasts, and the Hulk meets it with one hand, just deflecting it with his gamma thick irradiated skin, seemingly taking no damage whatsoever. And now the Hulk says it's my turn, and as he charges at Thanos and delivers a crushing right hand that sends Thanos flying across Fresno into the top of a gas station or convenience store, leveling it, causing a huge Thanos-sized crater. And Thanos now gets covered in rubble and debris and all kinds of things. Now Doctor Strange uses this opportunity to capitalize on Thanos and try to bind him with some sort of spell or use some kind of magic, if you will, or incantation, while Thanos is seemingly incapacitated. The lapel of Doctor Strange is doing more harm than good, this cape in this issue, because Thanos is just grabbing it to slam him. He's now going to grab it and use it to strangle Doctor Strange, if you will. I kind of feel a little bad for the Doctor in this one, because Thanos was grabbing that cape and just doing what he wanted, slamming him around like a rag doll. And now the Hulk basically stands still and tells Thanos to let go. And look at this crushing move here that would be illegal in any jiu-jitsu competition. Thanos has got this hold on him. How's that for your Crimson Bands of Sidorak? And the battle comes to a standstill as the life of Doctor Strange seemingly hangs in the balance. And Thanos basically says, "Where is she?" And he commands the action on the field to stop. This is his period, his exclamation point. Thanos means business. Meanwhile, we head back over to Roberta Emma Frost and Reed Richards to see what they're up against. There you see that satellite atop that building I was mentioning earlier. That's going to be the key. That's going to play a key role in evacuating the citizens of Fresno, California out to safety. And basically, once Roberta gets earshot of this plan, she's just fucking amazed, like, wow, they can do that. And Emma Frost is like, oh yeah, that's a piece of cake for these guys. And here we see now Doctor Strange finally is going to use that cape against Thanos to temporarily blindfold him there. And basically now Strange and the Hulk, like an old WWE tag team, Hulk comes in and gets one last blow there on Thanos while he seemingly is blindfolded and distracted. Now we see Reed Richards and Adam Brashear working in conjunction to Brashear in space, Reed Richards down in Fresno, and now they're going to activate and use those 2 points to shoot a multitude of tractor beams, as you see here, which looks really cool, almost like some kind of fireworks display, if you will, but it's going to capture up pockets of people down on the ground throughout the entire city and basically send them maybe 50 miles, or I believe maybe 100 or 50, I think about 50 miles away from Fresno. So it's just far enough for them not to be damaged or become a casualty, but not too far for them to drive back or get back home once everything is all done. Now Tony Stark manages to get himself back up after a nice nap from that blast from Thanos, and you see there Thanos and the Hulk just duking it out, just clobbering each other. And basically Iron Man's going to come in now and try to assist the Hulk here, and he goes in and does a nice repulsor blast on Thanos' back, and we know that that hurt because if you see Thanos' facial expression there, so Stark must have really turned up the heat. But that simply just allowed Thanos to get a better look at what Reed Richards and Adam Brashear were doing. They were teleporting people out of Fresno. Now, to Thanos, if they're teleporting people out, they're going to possibly teleport Roberta Marshall out. That wasn't their plan, but Thanos didn't know that. So out of a feat of anger, he just says enough, and he backhands the Hulk, gets rid of all his opponents in the nearby vicinity, and that's right, folks, he finds the greatest mode of transportation known to man, a Ford pickup F-150. Thanos, picture this, guys, the Mad Titan, rips off the top of an old, looks like a Chevy truck that your grandpa would drive around the farm, and he hot wires it. He manually hot wires this old pickup truck. And look at this scene. This big ass eternal purple at one point reduced all the universe's population by 50% has been reduced to driving an old Chevy pickup to get Roberta Marshall. And so basically, we see now here in another truck, Marie. Now, this is an older, crazy lady. She's a regular at the diner that Roberta Marshall works at. I say crazy because she keeps calling Roberta Marie, and we're going to see here soon that Roberta is basically going to grab her by the arms and say, listen, lady, Marie's not my name. So we got two people now going towards Roberta Marshall. We've got this old lady who I believe is a regular at her diner, and of course the Mad Titan Thanos. My money's on Thanos. But as this old lady, she's driving and she sees these tractor beams picking up these people. Now she doesn't know if it's going to hurt them or kill them or what. It's not going to hurt them. It's going to take them to safety. But in her mind, she has to protect herself. So she grabs a sun shield and puts that on top of her head. And to her surprise, it actually works. It deflects the tractor beam somehow. I mean, hey, if it can block, the sun's rays, I'm sure it could, block a tractor beam. She gets to Roberta and she's like, "Oh, Marie, you're okay." And this is where I said, Roberta's like, "Lady, my name's not Marie, it's Roberta." And Emma Frost is like, "Hey, ladies, lifetime moment over because we got a Mad Titan coming at us like Stone Cold Steve Austin in that pickup truck." And so now Emma Frost, last line of defense, goes to her diamond form, right? Because I'm sure she's confident with her diamond form being able to handle a Ford pickup truck. But Thanos doesn't even care that she's there because he has his eyes on the prize. And kapoosh, bam, we see the impact of that old Chevy and Emma Frost diamond form. Now, her diamond form is probably near indestructible. And Thanos, I don't know if Thanos knows of Emma Frost diamond form or if he even cares. At this point, he sees Roberta Marshall. He's fixated on her, and he has reached his target. And pretty much Thanos is It was pretty much mission accomplished at this point. But now, Roberta, you see her there with the old lady, and I guess she's trying to assume some kind of defensive posture, if you will. But Thanos is talking now. That truck has been destroyed because Emma Frost Diamond Form took it out. But Thanos has basically said that I have returned. I've returned for you. And Roberta's like, you know what? I'll pass. Like, I'm good on that one. Emma Frost then tries to now mentally attack Thanos. She gets in his head, right? That's a success. But she's talking to Reed Richards and Iron Man. And she basically says, look, I've got him. I can end Thanos right now. They say, don't try it. He'll counter you, which he does. Thanos now has Roberta in his clutches, and the old lady is the last line of defense as she hammer fists away on the back of Thanos, which, to no avail. Thanos backhands Emma Frost and, basically puts Roberta in the truck as they're going to drive off to fucking McDonald's or something and get a Happy Meal. And Thanos is basically, she's like, are you going to hurt me? Are you going to kill me? He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And she's like, my name is Roberta Marshall. And here it is, people. The big reveal. Thanos says, no, you are my very reason for being. Oh, you are Mistress Death. Holy shit. Pacoom. Bombshell. Roberta Marshall is not Roberta Marshall. She's not Marie, according to that old crazy regular chick. Thanos says, no, you are Mistress Death. So this young lady, this Fresno, California native or resident, her identity is obviously just kind of up in the air. Is she Marie? Is she Roberta Marshall? Well, I'm going with what the Mad Titan says and what the solicitation for this next cover says. Secrets revealed. She's got to be Mistress Death. Now, I told you guys I haven't read any other volume or the previous volumes of Thanos, or I don't know what happened to Mistress Death. Maybe some of you do. But it's very cool because Thanos is making his return. So how appropriate to also make his reason for being also return in Mistress Death. But who knew, right? Death was residing in Fresno, California this entire time, just working at some diner. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you got this far, thank you for watching and listening and for supporting. Guys, get out and get this book, get some comics, pull them every week. New Comic Book Wednesday. This has been Trademark Comics, and until next time, I am out.